Look at that. Looks like the end of the world. What is that?
Many are skeptical about the signs that occur in the world, interpreting them as simple natural phenomena or random events. However, it is recorded that the signs of the end times describe events that will culminate in the second coming of Jesus to gather his church. The Bible reveals to us various signs indicating that the end times are near. Wars. Jesus asserts in Matthew 24:7 that in the last days before the end, nations will be in discord. This sign is marked by the prevalence of global and regional conflicts, highlighting the geopolitical instability characterizing the period preceding the final events. Wars not only result in human suffering, but also point to a state of turmoil and disorder in accordance with biblical prophecies. False teachers and false Christs. Many will rise, proclaiming to be Jesus Christ, as warned in Matthew 24:5. This is a manifestation of spiritual deception that permeates the last days, leading people to follow leaders who self-proclaim as messiahs. It is a warning to remain vigilant to the truth, awaiting the unmistakable return of Jesus in his glory and majesty. Abandonment of faith. In 1 Timothy 4:1, the Word of God warns us about the abandonment of faith, as some will follow the teachings of deceitful and demonic spirits. This sign emphasizes the importance of maintaining a solid and unshakable faith anchored in the principles taught by the Bible to resist the misleading influences that will arise in the last days. Natural disasters and famine. Another sign pointing to the proximity of the end is natural catastrophes, as mentioned in Matthew 24:7. Floods, droughts, fires, tsunamis, and earthquakes, coupled with famine, depict a scenario of environmental instability directly impacting people's lives and aligning with biblical prophecies. Human misconduct. We see in Matthew 24:12 and 2 Timothy 3:2-3 that in the last days, human misconduct tends to worsen. This sign highlights the ethical and moral deterioration of society, signaling the need for spiritual and moral transformation amid the growing distance from biblical principles. Efforts for peace and security. 1 Thessalonians 5:3 states that there will be a false sense of peace and security. This sign highlights the illusion of stability and harmony preceding catastrophic events. It is a call to vigilance, as true peace will only be achieved with the coming of the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ. Death of Christians. In the end times, many people will die for proclaiming their faith, as seen in Matthew 24:9-10. This sign underscores religious persecution and the courage needed to maintain faith even in the face of threats and adversities. Preaching of the gospel. The Bible tells us that the end will come when the gospel is preached throughout the world. Matthew 24:14. This sign emphasizes the importance of the evangelistic mission, encouraging Christians to share the good news of the gospel so that more people have the opportunity to hear about God's love and Jesus' sacrifice before the consummation of times. In the last days, God has promised to pour out his Spirit on all peoples. In these coming times, sons and daughters will prophesy, young people will have visions, and the elderly will be blessed with dreams. Upon his servants, both men and women, God will abundantly pour out his Spirit, empowering them for prophecy. In those days, God will manifest wonders in the heavens and impressive signs on the earth, blood, fire, and clouds of smoke. The sun itself will darken. The moon will take on a blood-red hue, heralding the imminent arrival of the grand and glorious day of the Lord. The divine promise resonates clearly. Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. This is a call to spiritual seeking, to surrender to the divine, for in the days ahead, salvation will be within reach for those who turn to the Lord with faith and devotion. May confidence in the divine promise guide every heart amid the unfolding events, preparing the way for the glorious day that is proclaimed.